fever has gripped India and the world. The festive enthusiasm is infectious, but questions remain over several ritual practiced during Diwali. And this year, the million-dollar question is, when is Diwali? 31st of October or 1st of November? Because, you know, Pandits are giving you both numbers. To clear all the doubts, I'm joined by Lady of Fortune, as she is called, a globally celebrated and renowned lifestyle coach, motivational speaker, corporate trainer, astrologer, face reader, occult specialist, Dr. Jai Madaan.
Thank you so much. A very kind, introduction, I must say.
Thank you for joining us. And first of all, I just want to ask you, and with your benign smile, you can probably explain to us the biggest confusion this year. Diwali hai kab? Is it on 31st of October or is it on the 1st of November? Because both dates are being spoken about.
Because 31st is the time. See, the difference opinion which is coming because people believe, one sect of the Panchang, or I would say the authority believes. Now, Vishwa Hindu Parishad says, which I completely agree with, that the Tithi changes from 4 p.m. on 31st of October. So it is basically Amavasya which is starting. There's no doubt about it that Deepawali is not on 1st. It is on 1st also, but only till 6 p.m. And Deepawali puja is done at a phase which is called Pradosh Kal. It means 45 minutes before and after the sunset. The phase which is there is where you should actually do Deepawali puja for stability of wealth and abundance in your life. Now that cannot happen on 1st. So it is on 31st from 6:15. Ideally the best time is 7 p.m. because then Hora is also changing and Vrishab Lagan is also active. Now, when I say Vrishab Lagan, it's a stable phase of a day. We get 4 stable periods of 2 hours in a day where you can do puja and create stable Lakshmi. Like on 1st also, you can do the same thing from 3 p.m., 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., but only in the offices, not in the house or in your work area. Because for home, that is a place where you want happiness, joy, prosperity. You bring back everything that you work for at your place. So Deepawali puja, 6:15 to 8:15 on 31st October. The best time to start is 7 p.m.
Okay, so 7 to 8:15 on the 31st of October.
Yes, start.
So that is the auspicious period for you to do Diwali puja. And you're such a YouTube celebrity as well. Diwali puja mein what should one do? Gen Z, many of them don't know the rituals of how to do this Lakshmi puja. What would you explain?
Let's understand that if I want you to come to my home, then I should know what you like, what are your preferences, what kind of food you would like, what can I serve you, what kind of conversations you like. It is as simple as that to entertain you as a guest. Now you're calling Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji at home with Sri Ram in your home and you want them to stay there. For Sri Ram, we don't want that. For Ganesh ji, we've never talked about it, but for Lakshmi, which is wealth, we surely want her to stay. Now, what is she all about? To understand that, she has her 8 forms. That is prosperity. When we call this is prosperity, it has 8 sections. If one is also missing, you're not called prosperous. The first is Adi Lakshmi, which is the opportunity of Lakshmi. She comes out from water, just like a raw opportunity, and then she goes to Vishnu. This raw opportunity out of water is represented by lotus. Have one lotus in your puja. The second form is called Vidya Lakshmi. Knowledge is only needed to enhance the opportunity. So keep a pen for puja. The third form of hers is called Aishwarya Lakshmi. If I have wealth, I have to reflect wealth. Now this third form of wealth is where she comes on elephant, but you can't have an elephant. But you need to have something that represents wealth for you. Have a small gold coin, a silver coin. If you can't afford new, it's absolutely fine. Have something from your wardrobe which you've already worn. Wash it and keep it in puja. Her fourth form is called Dhan Lakshmi, which is the liquidity of cash. Put a 500 rupee note, and if you are an NRI or you stay outside, take the highest currency note of your country. Her fifth form is Veera Lakshmi, which is I need courage also. If I have wealth, I need to protect it also. Cow's ghee is the right form to create more, stamina, internal and external courage in you. Her sixth form is called Santan Lakshmi, where the wealth goes to your generations. If you are good and your kids are not fine, if they are into bad addictions, you can't call yourself as prosperous. Fertility, the symbol of fertility is pomegranate, because from one pomegranate you can have thousands of trees, thousands and then millions of fruit. It's a multiplication formula. Have one that in your puja as well. The seventh form of Lakshmi is called Vijay Lakshmi. You're fighting, but if you're not victorious, you're not victorious. That's where it symbolizes Sri Ram also. Have a small flag or little kaudis, in your puja archana to bring more victory in your life. The last form of Lakshmi, which is where she belongs to Vishnu, is called Dhanya Lakshmi. Is where you give it to others, not just for your own self. If you don't give, you're not Vishnu. And if you're not Vishnu, she will never find you. You have to keep running after her. So coriander seeds, which are the fastest growing shrub, represents her. Place her in puja, and then when you grow that, put it later on, bury it in your plants or then sow it. When the yield is out, consume some and give it to other people's also, where you are distributing your wealth as well. These 8 things you can keep in puja, very simple to get. Blink it and bring it back, and just do it. Call her home.
Okay, so that's I think somebody for all working people, for Gen Z. Interestingly, you can get these things easily, put them on a thali and do your puja. Time 7 to 8:15 on the 31st of October. You make it sound very, very simple. I also want to ask you, today is Dhanteras, and many people think that, praying for prosperity, wealth on a day like today should help them become more prosperous. How would you advise that puja is done, and when?
So again, the timings are, we are a little past it now, that because the time was between 7:15 to again 8:15. You could have done it, but now that you've missed it, there's no issue about it. The Singh Lagan, which is a phase of time when money comes with power, which is very important. It's 2 powerful mediums coming together. Starts at 1:10 today till 3:15. You can start the puja between 1 to 2 a.m. tonight, which is 29th, and call her with power. Because if wealth comes and courage doesn't come, you will never enjoy and rejoice what you have. So this is a great time to call for her. Simplistic way of doing puja is, there is a chant on YouTube available called Shri Suktam, where you call her and you pray to fire that please bring wealth to me. So add a little oil lamp or a ghee lamp, ghee is preferred, and just call for her. Sit in it for 7 to 8 minutes, call her home. Imagine she's coming home, meditate on wealth for a few minutes, and the things that we talked about, little silver coin or gold coin with a 500 rupee note, touch every ingredient and ask her to bless it. Now, once your Diwali puja is over, post 31st, let everything be out there. Then whatever is consumable, consume. Whatever you can offer it to your plants and put it back to Mother Earth, do that. And whatever you can't consume, put it in your locker, because that's what every day when you'll open your wardrobe or your almirah, you'll remember that these are the symbols and things you've done for abundance and growth. It's a reminder.
Is this all based on science? Because many people will ask the question, ऐसे थोड़ी wealth आती है, prosperity ऐसे थोड़ी आती है. So how do you, the rituals and the astrology part of it, the planetary positions part of it, how do you amalgamate the two?
So in life, whenever we get a problem, we always look for solutions. It's the mindset that makes you prosperous, poor, courageous, whatever it is. It's your mind. No matter how big, beautiful, courageous, rich you are, if suddenly your brain goes into coma, everything comes to standstill. So this is beginning and origin of everything. Anything positive that you do just takes you into a higher vibration of expecting greater and better benefits. Now, when you have viral fever, what do? You don't pop a pill, or you say, this is my destiny, I have to go through viral fever for 5 days. You don't do that. You pop a pill and things go well. And then you keep popping the pill every 8 hours till 5 days till you become okay. That's exactly what astrology says. It says bring things into your system that changes your brain's neuron pattern. Because when that is changed, your way of doing things change. अगर आप वैसे ही हो जैसे आप हो, if you are the way you are, how can you expect different results? You have to change to receive and accept different results.
What would you think about this Diwali? Is it more special than any other Diwali because, we have the Ram Mandir after 500 years. Ram Mandir in India is not just about religion, it's also about a political movement and political opposition to that movement. How do you see from that perspective?
See, the way years started, Ram Mandir could have been done maybe 4 years back also, or maybe 2 years later also. It was just a process. Bringing it this year also expresses that it's re-establishment of our mindset, our way. So you see the way everybody's getting into more spirituality. There is an emotion that we all want to call Ram back, which is also about Ram Rajya, where, which is difficult to establish, and it's just a desire if that happens or if that doesn't happen. But the point is that it is a way where we go back to our roots. We understand that no matter how difficult the path is, victory of goodness over evil is always there. And this is just re-establishing our faith, our stories, our culture, our mindset. This Diwali is really special, and each year in coming time, we'll see India becoming more and more independent, more and more courageous, and even people, the mindset of being an entrepreneur is also, we'll see in coming time to be, because this year of Saturn and Sri Ram coming back, nature doesn't believe in coincidences. We don't understand, it's okay. But when we do, we understand how intelligent the whole formulation upstairs is going above us. So this year of Saturn, and Sri Ram re-established himself in a form of black statue. It could have been a white statue also, but we never questioned, we never thought, why a black statue? So it has a lot of myths and secrets behind it, but surely it's a very, very special Diwali, and our generations will remember it over the years.
You also read faces. How does one do that? And what's the science behind that?
It's a beautiful Indian science called Samudrik Shastra, which we have not utilized it much. But Chinese, it's not great to talk about Chinese examples, but they have done great research on physiognomy. Now, the simplistic way of understanding in 1 minute what kind of person you are and what kind of person, one is interacting with, we divide our face into 3 areas. Plot number 1, from forehead to eyebrows. Plot number 2, from eyebrows till end of the nose, tip of the nose. And from tip of the nose to your chin is plot number 3. Now, if you have
almost real estate.
It is. Now, if you have 3 areas, same location and no corner plot, you will obviously select the one which has largest area if you're building a home. We see a face and we understand that this area is big, this area is big, or this area is big. Like for Mr. Modi, I was just talking about somebody a few days back on a podcast only.
If you look at, it was the next most important question. Modi, Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, maybe you can decode.
So when you look at Modi ji and you imagine his face, immediately you'll realize that this area is the biggest on his face. You have to take off the beard and you have to take off the hair recessing line. So from where the curve starts, drop it. From where the beard ends, stop. It's just till chin. This area is very strong. He's an intellectually stimulated man. He would like to have more intellectual decision and things that come very precisely to you. It has to be just to the point. Now, if I look at your face, this area has the largest,
So no intellectualism.
No, there's a lot of intellectual, but then the practicality part is lesser. So where you'll be more emotionally driven than practicality. You would feel that this person is using me, but you'll say, it's okay, chalne do, koi baat nahi. So your emotional quotient is very high. Secondly, when this area is stronger, this is intellectual, practical, and this is something where comfort is also very important, where you believe कि ये ठीक चल रहा है ना, अभी क्यों छेड़ाखानी करनी है, क्यों इसको बदलना है, let it be, let it be easy. There's not too much of change. When this area is decreased, people are much more experimental with their views, with their ideas, with their things. So just by looking at somebody, this is how I need to break the conversation, and that's their strength and weakness.
Okay, so let's go back to the 3 faces that we were talking about. How do you see Modi over the next, say, 12 to 24 months?
After March 2025, there could be a little disruption in the system or in opposition or amongst his own party also. With him, the problem will never be opposition. For him, being a Vrishchik Lagan, which is a Scorpio ascendant, and Moon and Mars in his ascendant, the problem for him is always going to be within his party. Because he's a mysterious man, he always invite and somehow bring mysterious situations and opponents in his life from his own people. So that's a little challenge he's going to face, where there are going to be people working behind his back, but along with him. So I can only just wish him good luck for it.
But till March, it's a good going for him?
Well, we can see that, can't we?
We saw it, but then there are another set of elections coming up. You know, pollsters have gone all haywire. What do astrologers say?
Now, this is the beauty of this year, that everywhere, any exit polls you talk about, there's been no truth or there's been no logic behind it. All the, you know, your experiences and everything has just gone down the hill. That's exactly what is going to happen till December. Post that, it will be clear, every exit polls will work. But till December, whatever you expect, result will be opposite of it.
Okay, exit polls, you have something to wait for post-December. Rahul Gandhi, how do you see him?
I have seen him a lot, you know, physically and work-wise, and yeah. You know.
He consults astrologer?
We work in the same gym. We work out in the same gym. So,
okay.
So I have seen him that ways also, you know, like eye to eye, and I have this knack of just seeing and going through. I think with him, the attention span is little low. You know, if he maintains that and he sticks to what he says, the problem with him is that sometimes over-speaking in Gurbani, in Sikhism, there is a line called "Bahota bolan jakhan hoye." Sometimes when you over-speak, the point or the essence of what you're wanting to say just gets lost. If he can work on these few points, I think with the age by his side and the way he's progressively working on himself, we should see good Rahul post 2029, 30.
Okay, post 2029, 30.
Till
okay.
then, difficult.
How do you see the other regional leaders like Akhilesh Yadav, Mamta Banerjee, MK Stalin, Chandrababu Naidu? How do you see them?
Which one would you want me to pick up?
I'm partial to women, so maybe start with the Mamta and move on to Akhilesh Yadav.
So Mamta Banerjee ji, you know, our ideology can be different. My understanding of what she does and, you know, the party beliefs of her could be very different. But as a woman and as an achiever, I have deep respect from her, from where she started to where she is. No matter how she does and what she behaves in, that achievement, that sense of success, I have deep respect for it. And if you also pick up her signature and you look, the way she writes M is very unnatural. I mean, you can Google later on and will be amazed to see that she has capability of creating an empire out of nothing. She's exactly done that. Now, if you see as per face reading, this part of her face is very, you know, it's like very squeezed in. And she's somebody who's always on the roads. She doesn't like comfort. She'll still stay in the same house she was staying over decades. And the CM house is, she doesn't stay, her family members stay inside that. So this is where she is. She's somebody who's on the ground, connected with the roots, and she's always going to be that. Now, about her party and the way it's going to go, next elections for Bengal is going to be a little tough for her, but she's still going to be around.
She's still going to be around. Well, if she's listening to this one, Akhilesh Yadav, Yogi Adityanath.
Akhilesh ji, I have his chart and I've seen it. It's a great phase for him, started from 2023. It's a progressive phase for him. It's a progressive phase for him. And next 15, 16 years, he'll see glory that his party has never seen.
Does that automatically mean Yogi Adityanath's chart?
Maybe that also means that Yogi ji come more towards center.
Okay. Well, that's a big one. How do you see challenges for India in the coming years?
I think there could be little impact of war on us, but the market doesn't seem to be much affected. So that's a good news where the economy of the country is not getting disturbed. Agar paisa hai, to baki sab to hum खींच ही लेते हैं, being Indians, you know. So the money doesn't seem to be a problem for us.
But we will be part of a war because we've just sorted out some situation with China.
We will be seeing some unexpected situations from our neighbors next year.
Next year?
Correct.
On which side, the neighbors?
Well, all the great ones are above, it's north only.
Okay, well, so if anybody thinks the China problem has been sorted, well, think again, sit back, take a deep breath. Jai Madaan, I can't let you go without asking you the most immediate issue. Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde versus, the leaders of the Mahavikas Aghadi, Uddhav Thackeray. How do you see the Maharashtra election?
See, again, as I said, the expectation that we had of BJP not performing too well in Maharashtra elections could also shake us up in our mindset the way it happened exactly in Haryana. Nobody was expecting it. So we'll expect great shocks, good changes, and all for greater good. And at the end, we also see that few parties that we think are right in opposition right now, we'll also see them coming together.
Very, very difficult answer. I cannot make head or tail. I want to know whether it is Uddhav Thackeray who's going to form the government with the Congress, or is it going to be a BJP-led government?
There's going to be a role of BJP in it. More than that will be, before elections, a crime if I open my mouth. I stay in the same city like you.
Okay, all right. Dr. Jai Madaan, thank you very much for joining me, for giving us insight not just into spiritual, celestial, ritualistic Diwali celebrations, but also giving us what is an insight into politics. Well, next time around, I don't know. If all that you say turns out correct, I think exit polls would be abandoned forever, and you will be possibly a pollster, from next election on. But really, for enlightening us, thank you so very much, and wish you and all our viewers a very, very happy Diwali season, and of course, a very happy Dhanteras tonight. Thank you, viewers, and thank you, Dr. Jai Madaan, for joining.